Well, there goes Brian. Because we woke up this morning and the water pipe was busted. I'm trying to be in a good mood, but it's hard. But it seems like it's gonna rain today. Yesterday was my birthday, so we took the day off. What a beautiful morning, though. We can only do so much. And we just have to accept it, right? Okay, so we're here this is the wash. And there's the other piece where our water pipe comes out. That's the well house. And we have this set up because people were driving across it. And here's where it busts open each time.
Right there.
So what were you about to say?
So normally when that happens, I think it happens from expansion and contraction. So the pipe itself, the plastic of the pipe is weakened. So usually each time this happens, I cut like 2 inches off of the pipe.
Right.
So that I'm not using the same spot because it's been weakened. This time, so the pipe keeps getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So eventually they're not going to reach each other, right? So this time I didn't cut it. I just pushed it back together and tightened it. Now it is leaking.
Yeah,
but
see that.
It's on. I mean, we will have water again.
And each time it does this, you have to run it a lot to get.
I think what happens
like dirt and stuff
in the well itself is every time that happens, we get a massive amount of water coming out of this thing. And when that happens, I think the pump has to work differently or has to pull differently. And I think what happens kind of down at the bottom of the well is, especially when there hasn't been much rain, is it's basically it's stirring up sediment. And I think that's why every time this happens, we get very dirty water until it flushes out.
Right.
So that is unfortunate. I'm just trying to figure out whether I can live with that leak or not, because to do any better than that, I have to kind of take it apart, cut it up. I don't know if it'll reach. There's bees, of course, already, so
they're thirsty.
I'm trying to figure out if that's good enough. And there comes a point, I could keep trying to tighten it, but I've actually done this. Those clamps, if you tighten them too far, they'll actually crack.
What about the baling wire?
They become worthless. Well, all that doesn't tighten it.
Oh.
The idea behind the baling wire that Moses suggested, I think, is just to wrap it kind of in a crisscross across those two connections to hopefully squeeze it so that it won't pop. But it doesn't tighten the actual connection. I mean, it won't stop it from leaking like that. It might stop it from popping apart, maybe. I don't know. I actually don't know what it's supposed to grab onto other than the screws of those clamps themselves. So I'm not sure exactly how to do the baling wire solution that Moses suggested.
All right.
I'm tempted to try and tighten this some more, but if it lets loose when I'm tightening it, then it's going to get worse, and I'll have to start over.
What if we put a bucket under the drips?
So if you put a bucket under it, now you're creating this
pressure on it.
Because you're lifting up. The same reason when we had it up on the tire, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So you want it to be as flat as possible. Anyway,
well,
it's not a great situation.
I guess the animals can get a drink from it, so
yeah.
At least they're happy.
That leak, although that's a leak, of course, it's not that bad. I'm thinking about just leaving it.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what's going to happen when I turn the water on. That might get worse.
Oh, the water's not even on yet?
Well, the water's not on up at the trailer.
Oh,
and
I see.
We haven't used it.
Okay.
So when you start to use it, it kind of surges and so that might see extra pressure when I actually start to use the water, and that might get worse.
Hey, did you notice what?
The water is on.
A gorgeous. At least we have a gorgeous sunrise.
It is beautiful.
It is beautiful. All right.
So I think I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to go up, and of course we'll have to flush a bunch of water out.
Yeah. So it looks like instead of doing bales, we're going to have to do some sort of a.
Well, now I'm wondering.
Disconnect.
We haven't made our switch over to the water tanks, and I'm wondering if I shouldn't focus on that and try and get a a situation together
Oh boy.
with a pump and a pressure tank.
This ought to be fun. That's pretty. Now we have to run the water. That's real fun, huh? But oh my gosh, what did I trip over? Oops, I tripped over that. Oh, I wanted to show the muddy water. I'm sure Brian loves this. Yep, that's muddy, all right. I tripped over that. Of course, I tripped over that. Okay, so we are regrouping and trying to figure out what we're doing. He's really excited. So we've been watching some informative videos and trying to figure out exactly what we're doing. And so what was it? What was your plan for? You're going to figure out exactly what you need.
Well, first of all, yeah, we've learned many things along the way, and I've forgotten many things along the way. So, what we're dealing with here is maybe things that I've already forgotten. So, I tried to do a quick bale stacking a day or two ago, just to do a test of compression, and it went badly. You'll see some evidence of that shortly.
Are you going to let me put that little clip in?
Eventually, we'll put something out, and we'll see what it looks like. But the point is, I forgot some things that I need along the way, so I have to actually make a list of some things that I need to get from the store and things to actually start our bale stacking. So, and it relates to kind of pinning, rebar pinning, and some vampire stake stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in the videos. But I had forgotten some of those things, and when it came to bale stacking, I don't know why I was thinking this, but I could just go out and start stacking bales up. But that was a mistake.
Well,
so.
You were going to try to do this little compression
I thought I could do that test without it. I was wrong. So I knew we would need more when we actually started bale stacking for real, but I thought I could do this test without it, and I was wrong. So I have to make a list of things so that I can
really
go to the store.
Necessary? I mean,
you're
gonna put the bales up anyway.
Yes.
Whether you put.
Yes, but you have to know. Trust me, you have to know what they're going to compress to before. Because you have to cut the tops of the...
Okay.
The bucks will get in the way. You must know that number so that you can cut the bucks down.
I see. I know what I was saying. Oh, so you're going to go... He's making a list. He's checking it twice. And
I'm making a shopping list.
And he's going to go to the store tomorrow.
Because the store, and by the store I mean kind of the big box store, not something I can get in Benson, because it's almost an hour away, I want to be smart about what I get and when I get it. So I don't want to make little trips all the time. Or either I won't be able to get it at all in Benson, or if I can get it in Benson, it's sometimes much more expensive. So I need to kind of gather a list of everything I need so that I can get it all at once.
All right. So hopefully we're going to have some walls soon, and the water thing is...
And
the
of
water
course,
problems
there are everyday problems.
So what we're going to have to do is turn off the water at night. That's what we decided.
It's probably the best way to avoid this problem.
Because
it's a hassle, but it's the best way to avoid this problem, I think. For temporarily.
For now.
To temporarily avoid this problem, it's probably the best way.
Okay. Until next time.